All right, LCA track. Let's just get into it. There's no easy way to talk about it, so let's jump to it. Teams all around the state are paring down their full varsity track teams down to just their state meet teams, and so that process is happening now. So looks like I misunderstood the rules. So last year, at the end of last year, there was a rule in place for GAPPS track that said you are only allowed to enter 3 athletes per event. So if we had 5 good athletes, we were only allowed to enter 3 athletes in that event. Last year, that didn't affect us at all because we didn't have enough people on the team that would have qualified. So it really didn't matter for us. But I knew the rule was potentially going to be a problem long term. So last year at the end of the season, I submitted a rule change. I didn't hear back from them. I just kind of forgot about it. But I put it on my. This was like last April. But I put it on my list to take care of. And then when this season came around, I submitted several inquiries about it. I never heard back, and I just kind of forgot about it. And then when the state track meet email came back through, it mentioned the top 16 are going to be selected to come and be a part of the state meet. And I interpreted that as if you're in the top 16, then you're going to be in the state meet. But the rule change never happened. They never brought it up before committee, so it's still there. And so what it turns out is currently right now, we are only allowed to submit 3 athletes per event. And I tried all day. I tried all yesterday. I tried all today. I talked to the director of GAPPS, and I tried to make it happen. We just could not happen. So I will be much more aggressive with it at the end of this season to get that rule changed because it vastly affects us, and I'll talk to you guys about that in a second. But I want to just duly apologize for some of you that are going to be left off the state meet list, where I inadvertently falsely gave you hope that if you were in the top 16 that you were going to be at the state meet, and that's just not the rules in GAPPS. So I apologize for that. So where does that affect us the most? Girls discus, and this hurts me to the bone because in girls discus, we have 7 of the top 16 throwers in GAP State. 7 of our girls are in the top 16, and 4 of you are not going to be able to throw the state meet because GAP says you can't. So they're going to let in the number 17 girl, the number 18 girl, the number 19 girl, number 20 girl into the state meet, and 4 of our team are not going to be there. Even more crazy is that 6 of the top 7 girls in the state are on our team. For GAPPS, and only 3 of those are allowed to compete. So I explained that fully to them, and I was trying to get people work on my behalf, but we couldn't make it happen. So Lily Rowan, Joelle Renuke, and Ellie Marsh, you guys are going to be my 3 discus throwers at the state meet. But we have Alden, Allie, Sydney, and Autumn. All 4 of those could have medaled. So they were all within contention of medaling, which is the top 8. And but GAP says no, they won't let you, even though some of you guys are in the top 5. So girls shot will be Lily, Joelle, and Autumn. You guys are number 1, number 2, number 3 in GAP State currently right now. But in the top 16, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of you guys as well in the top 16. So 7 in the top 16 for shot. Just not quite as high, but we have the number 1, number 2, number 3 in the state right now, as far as rankings goes. But Ellie Marsh, Alden Dyer, Allie Petusik, and Sydney Harmon. Allie and Sydney didn't have the opportunity to finish the season with the heavier girl shot, so all we have is the early season mark with those big ones. But I firmly believe that if you had a meet with a larger shot put right now, you'd have been up there as well. But Lily, Joelle, Autumn will be girl shot. Boys discus, we had 7 at the top 18 in there, but 3 out of the top 5 are LCA people. So it's going to be Davis Rowan, Parker Caudell, and Josh Waymack are going to be throwing for us for boys discus. And that puts Jesse Hornsby, Jacob Petusik, Henley Marsh, Isaac Fambro are not going to be throwing for discus. Not that Isaac could, because he's going to be at a middle school meet that same day. But he's up there ranked, so he would be able to throw. But again, that one, Gap says no. And this one hurts as well because Jesse Hornsby is a senior. He threw last year in the meet, and he is currently ranked number 14. And I'll talk more about this at our track banquet, but that one really hurts because he earned it and he didn't get in it. Same for Henley and Jacob Petusik. You guys were right on the edge, and it was just kind of a how it all shakes out. But you guys are right on the edge. I didn't know if you guys were going to make it or not, but it looked like you were. So boys shot is going to be Isaiah Renuk, Isaac Fambro, and Davis Rowan. And Jesse was right on the edge of getting in there, and Josh Waymack has he was ranked high in there, top 8, top 9, and but Josh has a football gig that he's got to be at, a recruiting thing with a college that's recruiting him. So he wasn't going to be able to get all his full throws in there. But he was ranked up there. So we had 4 in the top 9 there, and Jesse was right on the edge too there. So I just want to apologize. GAPPS said one thing. It made me believe that the rule had been changed, but it has not. So I'll be more aggressive about that in future. But we as a team just dominated GAPPS this year. And it shows, and it's unfortunate that just, there are things that are outside our control that we just can't handle. So, yeah, there you go.